George Floyd. Thousands gather to honor his memory in the last of a series of memorial services. This as the former officer charged with his death goes before a judge. Defunding police, a movement to cut the budgets of police forces nationwide, begins to take shape. We'll tell you what it means and the changes the city of Cleveland plans to put in place moving forward.
Met my girlfriend for a long time.
Together again, outdoor visits resume at assisted living facilities in Ohio, and we're there as one couple was reunited after weeks of being apart. And buried treasure, the real-life story of a cryptic poem that led someone to a cache of riches buried in the Rocky Mountains, and how the mystery continues.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Hello again, and thank you so much for choosing What's New. I hope you're having a great start to the week. I'm Jay Crawford. Romney Smith is in for Betsy this week. Romney, great to have you in. Good to see you again.
Thanks so much, Jay. Always a pleasure to fill in with you and for Betsy. We have a really busy show this Monday, and we start with the final memorial service for George Floyd.
Romney, 2 weeks after his death, thousands in Texas lined up today to pay their respects at a viewing for George Floyd. It was a poignant public goodbye for Floyd, whose death has sparked hundreds of protests nationwide. The service was held in Houston, that's Floyd's childhood hometown, after a weekend memorial service in North Carolina, that's where he was born. And those wishing to pay tribute to Floyd today came in a steady stream for hours, voicing their hope for change in the future.
George Floyd has not died in vain. His life will be a living legacy.
And I hope that this stops violence, police officers for just doing the things they're doing unnecessarily.
It's not enough for those cops just to be charged, but we need a conviction. We need to show people that, hey, look, no one is above the law.
Floyd will be laid to rest tomorrow after a private funeral service. Meantime, in Minneapolis today, a judge set bail at $1 million for Derek Chauvin. That's the former officer who has been charged in Floyd's death. Now, some believe it's an extreme rallying cry, but the calls to defund police and even dismantle forces in major cities, including Minneapolis, is gaining real steam. In fact, in Minneapolis now, the city where George Floyd died, 9 of the 12 city council members have already said they support defunding the police force there, and that they would create a supermajority, meaning not even the mayor there who opposes the move could veto it. Mark Namick explains what this would look like for both reform and public safety.
As thousands of Americans rally around the death of George Floyd and other black Americans killed at the hands of police, a new slogan is emerging: defund the police.
Activists give the slogan a range of meanings, including shifting money in police budgets to programs to address economic and social problems that disproportionately affect people of color. In Cleveland, the police are spending more just on reforms agreed to in the 2015 deal with the U.S. Justice Department, meant to reduce the use of force by police.
There's a federal court order that the city willingly entered into that is providing nearly $15 million in new activity annually, but the vast overwhelming majority is going towards better training. And so this national movement of defund the police, it doesn't mean what it sounds like. And I think the intent is actually good because it's shining a light on a lot of the social ills of society that are really plaguing communities.
Councilman Matt Zone plans on calling Police Chief Calvin Williams to the table next week to talk about the city's response to the protests, the riots, and how they're doing in making progress towards the consent decree. Reporting from downtown, Mark Namick, 3 News.
To the coronavirus now, and a slight downward trend today, which is good news, in the number of new cases. Ohio saw 361 new cases overnight compared to 365 new cases in the previous 24-hour period. And those numbers have been going down bit by bit over the past week or so. You've probably heard officials in some states warning people who participated in recent protests to get tested for coronavirus. The question, though, is can you get one even if you don't have symptoms? 3 News senior health correspondent Monica Robbins is here with some answers.
Hey, Romney. While testing has improved somewhat, we're still a ways off from the day we can test everybody at once. But if you think you need to be tested, what are your options and what do you need to remember? Well, two of our local drugstore chains are testing those who qualify for free. Rite Aid has sites in Parma and Akron and Girard, Ohio, and CVS just opened several test sites in areas of need. Now, you'll need to fill out an online form before you can get an appointment, and then when you do, it's a drive-up service. However, if you think you've just been exposed to the virus, new research says it's best to wait about a week before you get tested to make sure you don't get a false negative. Also, make sure the pharmacist observes you doing your own nasal swab test to make sure you do it right.
Not exposing healthcare workers to people that have COVID. And that person, until they get their test results, can, maintain self-quarantine, wear a mask if they're around other people, keep social distancing, etc. So those are some of the advantages of self-testing. Disadvantage would be if it wasn't done correctly.
Now, Dr. Prokop says this might help the worried well who just want to be tested for the sake of getting one to be more aware of what they need to watch for. So if you think you've been exposed, talk to your doctor about your options. Monitor for symptoms, and if you just want to get tested, remember, it's best to check about a week after your believed exposure. Obviously sooner if you do develop those symptoms. And Romney, I actually signed up for one of them, and it's really not difficult. You do have to go through a lot of rigmarole online, and you can only do it online. You can't go into the store and get it done. So, and as for now, Walgreens so far is not doing testing in Ohio, but supposedly they will be soon.
That's some good advice, because certainly there was not a lot of social distancing at the protests. Thanks, Monica.
Well, today was a huge day for people who have a loved one in assisted living. In-person visits were allowed to resume today for the first time in months, but they had to take place outdoors. Rachel Polanski is live in Strongsville tonight, where one of those much-awaited visits took place earlier today. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Jay. My heart is absolutely bursting right now. This was so adorable. 92-year-old Denver lives here at the Kemper House in Strongsville, and he hasn't seen his beloved wife, Birdie, for 3 months amid the lockdown. Well, these two lovebirds, who, by the way, their last name is Lovejoy, have been married 64 years. They have 4 kids who they raised here in Northeast Ohio, and this 3 months has been the longest they've been apart. Here's their reunion.
Up here. There you go. Look who I got visiting here for you. Oh.
Well, hello there. You know who I am? He's coming, Kathy.
I know he's coming. Hey, Denver.
I know where I'm going.
Yep, well, you're supposed
Come
to
over
go
here.
there.
Of course, they sat 6 feet apart and they didn't hug or kiss each other. It really was adorable, and I'll have more on their love story tonight at 6 o'clock, Jay.
Wow. I'll never forget that. I know where I'm going. You could tell he was a man on a mission. That's the cutest thing I'll see today. Absolutely. Rachel, thanks. We look forward to your report at 6 o'clock. Romney?
That was really cute. All right, now let's get a check on the day's other big story. Our Laura Queso joins us live in the newsroom with more. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Romney. A lot to get to today. First, a group of restaurants from here in Northeast Ohio has sued Governor Mike DeWine and also Dr. Amy Acton. Now, the 8 restaurants call the state's Restart Ohio guidelines vague and also unconstitutional. Restaurants in the suit include Grayton Road Tavern, Harry Buffalo, and Town Hall. They claim the restrictions expose owners to unconstitutional and strict penalties for the conduct of others. The lawsuit takes issue with social distancing requirements and with asking people to stay home if they have COVID symptoms. A group of gyms filed similar suit also in Lake County. Well, the U.S. economy is officially in a recession. That's according to the National Bureau of Economic Research. The agency says the recession began back in February as the coronavirus pandemic forced businesses nationwide to close. The agency defines a recession as a decline in economic activity that lasts more than a few months. This is why it took so long to make it official. The unemployment rate is at 13% right now. It's down from 14% in April. Both figures are the worst since World War II. Tropical storm Cristobal has been downgraded to a tropical depression, but not before it hit the southeast with strong winds, heavy rain, and also flooding. Look at this video. High water closed several roads and highways in Mississippi. Beaches there were swamped, and the storm spawned a tornado in Florida. Again, a lot to get to. We have more for you at 5:30 as well, Romney.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Laura.
Well, it looks like world champ Stipe Miocic could be making his way back into the octagon very soon to defend that world championship, and that is some great news. Stipe tweeted a picture of himself in a crowd yesterday with the caption, "The time has come. Who's ready?" And his former opponent, Daniel Cormier, responded with a tweet of his own saying, "You're done," with the heart eyes emoji. You may remember last August, Stipe beat Cormier to take the UFC heavyweight championship from him. Since then, many, including Cormier himself, have been pushing for a third fight. Last month, UFC President Dana White said that Stipe could actually be stripped of his title if he didn't defend it soon against Cormier. Stipe says he has every intention of a rematch, but one hasn't been set as of right now. It looks like an announcement on a rematch could be coming very soon. I spoke with Stipe back in April, and I can assure you he has no intentions of dodging anyone. He talked to me at that point about how, remember, in his other job as a first responder, he was in the middle of battling COVID-19 and helping where he could there. Because of that, and also because of the fact that all gyms statewide were closed, he had no place to train. So everybody can relax. He can train again. And I'm sure you'll be hearing of an official rematch announcement coming very soon. Great news. I love this story. Treasure hunt. A cryptic poem leads to a buried fortune. After a decade-long search, the mystery that still remains tonight. Stephanie, what's clicking in Cleveland?
Well, Jay and Romney, there is another offer on the table to get baseball back out on the field, but the players have some thoughts. We'll break down the back and forth coming up. Now, Matt, tell us what's going on with this weather.
Well, hi there, Steph. You don't need me to tell you it is picture perfect outside today, but we're going to build the heat tomorrow, and then we have the threat of some pretty decent thunderstorms around here on Wednesday. I've got your timeline for you coming up.
Thinking about new windows, doors, or siding? Window World is here to help. We're making it easy with special 0% financing for 25 months. Our products have earned the Good Housekeeping seal and were ranked #1 by J.D. Power. Let's get started with a virtual or in-home consultation. Window World, America's exterior remodeler.
Not only do we stand behind our windows, we stand on them.
WindowWorldOV.com.
Stuck at home? Stay in your house but get out and go using your Cuyahoga County Public Library card. Download books, stream videos, and don't forget tutor.com for help with schoolwork. Find yourself at Cuyahoga County Public Library. Go to cuyahoga.library.org/digital today.
When faced with a challenge, a strong community makes all the difference. And we at Cleveland Clinic are grateful to our community. Your encouragements, donations, and messages of hope have inspired us. You have allowed us to focus on our top priority, caring for our patients. Thank you for your continued support. And when you need care, we're here for every care in the world. Visit us at clevelandclinic.org/access.
This isn't a small business opening. You already had one of those. It's a reopening. Take two. And just in time. Because right now, people need coffee that tastes like coffee. And hair that doesn't look like that. They need someone who knows where those numbers actually go. They need you and everything that made your business great from your first day one. Yeah, we've been knocked back on our heels, and it took a minute, but it still says florist, or repairs, or plumber over that door. And there are still customers who can't wait to walk through it. That light at the end of the tunnel, it's a workout that doesn't involve 2 bags of flour. It's a 20-foot-tall inflatable guy saying, come on by. It's you and your small business, turning your community and the country around. One appointment, one customer, one thank you at a time. Small business is coming back. And Spectrum Business is giving every new customer 1 free month of Spectrum Business services to make sure it does. We're here for you, because you're here for all of us.
At Bremick Garden Centers, we've been working all winter long to grow these beautiful hanging baskets, along with vibrant collections of plants, pottery, fountains, and garden inspiration. Stop into any of our 4 locations today. Bremick Garden Centers, where outstanding service meets best selection. 3 News is brought to you by Discount Drug Mart. Discount Drug Mart is here for you always.
Welcome back to What's New. One thing we'll be missing when the new Looney Tunes reboot hits the air on HBO. Elmer Fudd will no longer have that trademark shotgun. He and Yosemite Sam will now use other weapons in their rabbit hunting. Like the episodes from the 1940s and 50s, you'll still see dynamite explosions and plenty of booby traps. But Fudd will be sure to ask you again, very, very quiet while hunting rabbits. He'll just do it without the shotgun. This is a great story. You may have heard of the now famous Forrest Fenn treasure. A writer from Santa Fe hid a chest filled with gold that was worth millions, leaving 9 clues in a cryptic poem for anyone searching for the treasure. That was 10 years ago. Well, now it appears the chest has been found in the Rocky Mountains. But the mystery does not end there. NBC's Gadi Schwartz has been one of an estimated 350,000 people searching for that treasure.
Somewhere deep in the mountains north of Santa Fe, an 11th century treasure box filled with millions worth of gold, emeralds, and antiquities has finally been found. And online, a community of treasure hunters is going wild.
The unfindable has been found.
Forrest Fenn is an 89-year-old art collector who stashed the treasure more than 10 years ago in an effort to get people off their couches and into the great outdoors. Now telling me over the phone, a man from back east has finally deciphered the secret clues he left in a poem.
From there, it's no place for the meek. The end is ever drawing nigh.
But so far, Forrest has been mum on the man's identity, saying he learned the search was over when the man emailed him a picture of the treasure and in a post describing the secret location under a canopy of stars in the lush forested vegetation of the Rocky Mountains. The discovery coming after years of hundreds of thousands of people trying to find the chest that, for me, started as a local reporter nearly a decade ago in Santa Fe as one of the first to cover the modern-day treasure hunt. Since then, thousands have shared their own quests, like Ray and Chloe Harp, who say it's brought them closer as a family.
It's brought us together out in nature, out in sunshine. I mean, I think that was what Forrest wanted, and it gave us a perspective of the world that our children will never forget. And
today, hearing the news is bittersweet.
It feels like the last page of our favorite book.
But the story hasn't been without significant danger. There have been countless rescues, and at least 5 people have died while searching in treacherous terrain. Authorities long urging Fenn to call off the search. Despite Fenn's insistence, the treasure was hidden in a spot that a 70-year-old man would be able to reach. But today, that exact location still a mystery. Fenn saying the treasure hunter wishes to remain anonymous, and now it's his secret to keep.
NBC's Gadi Schwartz reporting again, now that the entire mystery has shifted to who found the treasure and how that person decoded the clues. We may never know the answer to that because, as Gadi told us in his piece, that person wants to remain anonymous. What a mystery. All right, we all have a treasure right here in Northeast Ohio. It came in the form of beautiful weather today, and I mean beautiful. Matt Wentz is here and outside his home to tell us how long it will stick around. Matt, a terrific Monday afternoon to you. We'll stick with that theme. Your weather word today is riches. So see if you can roll that into the forecast.
Riches, you got it, Jay. Jay, it doesn't get any better than this. Boy, you know, 2 weekends in a row that we had just that refreshing air mass come in. It wiped out our humidity. We had wall-to-wall sunshine. We had another one. And I think looking forward to this next weekend. I know it's only Monday, but I think we've got another refresher coming. But in between is where it gets interesting. So you'll see here in your forecast, yeah, today kind of the in-between day. We're starting to bring in some heat from the west. Temperatures made it well up into the 80s down to the south. Akron sitting at 84, 85 94 Ashland. Still cooler near the lake, though. We've got refreshing air still holding on with a bit of a lake breeze. The humidity, still nothing to write home about. These are still very dry numbers. This is going to change tomorrow. You're going to notice it'll be pretty comfortable when you wake up tomorrow. Then that humidity really going to ramp up. And you can see what's carrying it. It is Tropical Depression Cristobal, now heading north through areas near Memphis. That is going to bring a slug of moisture and humidity with it as well, but not a cloud in sight this afternoon. Things change as you get further down to the south, though you can see some of those high clouds off of Cristobal heading into Kentucky and southern Ohio. That's what we'll deal with tomorrow. I think we'll see sunshine with high wispy clouds off the top of that, but the steering currents that steer weather systems west and east are well to the north. So Cristobal is going to continue on that northward progression. Nothing going to change its course, and you can see also around that system we've got a lot of sinking air as you'd expect with tropical storms, so lots of compressing air that heats things up, so we've got some heat to deal with tomorrow as well. So let's talk where the remnants of Cristobal go. You can see off towards the north, towards areas near Wisconsin, Illinois. We get no main impacts whatsoever off this system. The slug of moisture will be well west of us, but what happens, the remnants will head off to the north. It's going to merge with another area of low pressure, and it's going to drive a strong cold front through here late Wednesday, and that could be kind of an indirect impact in terms of some strong to severe thunderstorms that race through here. As of right now, I mean, we're still a couple days away, but it looks like damaging winds, some hail, and yeah, perhaps a tornado or two. We'll have some decent shear around here. So Wednesday afternoon, evening, and Wednesday night, a time frame to watch, and then that whole entire system ramps up in Canada, and that will drive cooler air, and yeah, refreshing here, and we will be back into the riches once again as we go on into the weekend. Your National Design Mart hour by hour forecast, you can see tonight, not quite as cool. We'll still dip into the 50s for many locations away from the lake, and then tomorrow is going to be our hot day. We'll start with sunshine. We'll bring some of those wispy clouds in. Remember, I said that humidity is going to be ramping up hour by hour. So by afternoon and evening, we're talking temperatures thinking low 90s. Add some humidity to that, it's going to feel more like the upper 90s to near 100 degrees in spots, as long as we keep that sunshine, which I think we will. We don't deal with any rain tomorrow. Tomorrow night, that humidity ramps up. We may see some passing showers and storms as Cristobal's remnants head well off to our west. So can't rule out rain Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, but it's really Wednesday night. We're going to have another hot day on Wednesday. Very, very humid around here, and that will help spark that line of storms again later in the day on Wednesday. Tuesday is going to mark our first 90-degree day. We averaged June 22nd, so we're a little bit early on that, but compared to the last 4 years, this will be the latest arrival. And there's your muggy meter bringing that thick humidity in here before it turns more refreshing later next week. Your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, 92 tomorrow. I've got us near 90 again on Wednesday. Keep in mind that storm chance late in the day. And then Thursday, Friday, we're cooler. The weekend even cooler. And it looks like we go on a pretty decent dry spell as we go throughout that. How about that? Swimming in the riches, Jay.
You did it, and you did it perfectly. I love it. Looks like a good forecast, too. I'll take it. The heat scares some. I'm okay with it. Little rain would be nice, perhaps, but I'm okay with it. Matt, thanks. We'll see you in the next half hour. Still to come on What's New, the King has returned. We're going to tell you about LeBron's new endeavor and the role he plans to play. That's straight ahead in Clicking in Cleveland.
Hey, can I go?
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Safe driver, save 40%.
Check it out. Safe driver, save 40%.
Safe driver, save 40%.
Safe driver, save 40%.
That's safe driver, save 40%.
It is. That's safe driver, save 40%.
It's right there.
It's him. He's here.
He's right here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. That's totally him.
That's him.
That's totally the guy.
Safe drivers do save 40%. And with new lower rates from Allstate, we can bring your rates down to earth. Click or call for a quote today.
When my grandfather founded Win Supply Bath and Kitchen Design Center nearly 100 years ago, he had one goal: to be Northeast Ohio's #1 choice when you want to remodel your kitchen and bathroom.
And today, our family continues to honor our past while we reimagine the future, installing beautiful Star-Mark cabinetry and the very latest trends in kitchen and bathroom fixtures.
Our team of certified designers are waiting to help you create a space you've always wanted.
At a price you can afford. Because at Win Supply of Cleveland,
it's all here.
When shopping for a vehicle, there are several roads one can choose. But in Cleveland, no matter which road you choose to travel, it will ultimately lead to the home of the $100 Hyundai. Hyundai of Bedford, plus 4 ways to save. Choose no payments for 120 days, 0% financing for up to 84 months, up to $5,350 off original MSRP, or $3,750 cash back. Drive home in the brand new 2020 Hyundai Tucson for only $100 per month. 4 ways to save. All roads lead to the home of the $100 Hyundai. Hyundai of Bedford.
When a pizza is this loaded with sizzling toppings, some of them are bound to fall off. Easy prey for the hand cobra. Get a large specialty or a large up to 5 topping pizza for just $12.
It was my greatest thrill when we just stood still. You let me hold your hand till I had my fill.
Just when we thought that things couldn't get any tougher, they did. And that means that we all need to listen more and judge slowly. You need me, call me, and I'll be there for you.
Welcome back. It's time to check on what's clicking in Cleveland with our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey there, Romney. First up for you, we have information on LeBron James' newest producing project. Promises to be a very impactful story. He's tackling the story of the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921. So James is partnering with director Salima Karoma to show what's been called one of the worst incidents of racial violence in American history. Over May 31st and June 1st in 1921, a white mob rushed an affluent black community known as the Black Wall Street of Tulsa, Oklahoma, burning 1,200 homes across 35 blocks and killing an estimated 300 black people. In a post announcing the project, Karoma said the Tulsa Race Massacre is not just a black story, but American history. And almost 100 years later, we're still fighting for change, which is why she wants to tell this story. No word yet on when production begins on that documentary, but we will be watching for that. We also don't have word yet on when Major League Baseball will be returning, and that's because MLB and the players just cannot seem to agree on the money behind getting back out on the field. So we got all excited a couple weeks ago when there was a plan put forward, but then players countered with a 114-game season, and now MLB has come back with a 76-game regular season, where players will get paid 50% of their usual pay per game, and that bumps up to 75% if they finish the playoffs. But here's the thing. In March, the Players Association and MLB agreed to full salaries prorated per game. So the players are saying this is a step back from that first offer, which they already didn't like. So the bottom line here is the players want more games at that full prorated salary because they're already taking a pay cut for every game less than that usual 160-something games that are in a regular season. Now, there's talk that MLB may come back with a 48-game regular season, but even then, that's guaranteed to get some pushback from the players because that's still less than a third of what they would normally be paid, because if they get paid at the full rate per game, it's just a lot less games. So it's really kind of messy, Romney.
Yeah, but we have to acknowledge they are very well paid in the first place. So got to keep that in mind.
That is true.
Thank you so much. Up next, plan at the point, social distancing, hand washing, and more. What the Cedar Point experience could look like when they reopen in a couple of weeks. Plus, sleep and stress. For some, anxiety is at an all-time high right now. How you can help yourself relax and finally get some rest. And cool off without breaking the bank. We'll show you some things that can make your backyard a summer oasis without going into any debt.
Make my guys your guys at myguysnow.com.
We all have that list of home improvement projects we need to do, and if replacing your home's windows and doors is on that list, you want to know that it's going to be affordable. I'm from Renewal by Andersen, and we've helped thousands of customers who are on a budget get our windows and doors for their home. How do we do it? Well, here's something you don't expect to hear from a window company. You don't have to upgrade all your windows and doors at the same time. We're really good at identifying the bad windows and those you can wait on replacing. And here's something we offer that you don't find with a lot of window companies or contractors: great financing options. With Renewal by Andersen, you can have monthly payments that'll probably be lower than your cable bill. With another program, you can get windows and doors now and not pay anything for an entire year. It's almost like free money. No wonder half of our customers finance. Before we talk about the warranty, think about other things you've bought. Did it sometimes feel like you had to buy the expensive extended warranty to get the good coverage? That's never the case with us. Our windows are so durable and our installers are so talented. Unlike some other companies, our warranties cover the windows, patio doors, and the installation.
It's really impressive that they sell the product, they manufacture the product, they install the product, because then you're dealing with one company, and you're dealing with one company that has a long-standing and solid reputation.
Let Renewal by Andersen help put great windows and doors in your budget this year.
We've adjusted our operations to serve you the safest way possible. Now through July 4th, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary sales event. And given what we've all recently been through, we're offering our biggest new customer discount ever. Save 25% on windows and save 25% on patio doors and entry doors. And with our financing, don't pay anything for a whole year. We now offer virtual appointments too. Save 25% during our anniversary sales event. Call before July 4th, 1-800-617-6767.
As we continue to navigate uncertain times during COVID-19, KNR is here for you. Our attorneys are ready to get you the legal representation you need from the safety and comfort of your own home. Call 1-800-HURT-NOW or visit knrlegal.com today.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to What's New. Today's Tell Me Something Good is about a Geauga County family and their message of unity using something all of us have at home.
Yeah, Romney, they're actually using their mailbox. It's a clever idea. A father and son in Chesterland built the mailbox together, and they're stashing messages of love and kindness inside of the mailbox. On the outside, it says unity, and they're letting people take a message and leave a message.
Just messages that you want to share with your community and ideas that you want to get out there. Basically to better ourselves together is the idea of it, and get people off of social media for a second.
Which I think is a great idea. If you want to participate, the mailbox is located on Mayfield Road in Chesterland behind the Charter One Bank. It's the one that says Unity on the side. You can't miss it.
Very nice. I like that.
And I think it's a great idea. I love the part, get you off social media for a second.
Right.
Go out there and live. Perfect idea. And we have more good news this Monday, Romney. This is great. Entertainment options are coming back just in time for summer. Ohio's amusement parks are allowed to open beginning June 19th.
And we're kind of all ready for it. Like many other businesses, they'll have to make some very noticeable changes. Our Brandon Simmons explains what kinds of things we'll see.
Governor Mike DeWine announced on Friday that amusement parks will be allowed to reopen, along with water parks, casinos, and racinos beginning June 19th. Now, of course, they all will have to follow new guidelines. So what will Cedar Point be like when they do open up once again? We've gotten bits of information from